Alright, yo, check it out, guys. This is time for the Resident Evil Requiem, the final trailer. This is Kingdom Warriors, everybody. And here's the way it's gonna go. This is the last trailer of Resident Evil Requiem. What we will be doing as of right now is that we are going to go ahead, we are going to watch watch the last trailer, really break it down little by little as the time goes, as we are watching. And then after that, not only are we going to give our pretty much say how we think is the game's going to go. Plus, we will also give just a broad explanation of really what all looks like, all the storyline that the game is going to be implementing, what we think is going to happen, and how good do we think this game is going to be. So, if y'all are ready, let's dive right into it, because I can tell you, I'm very excited. Let's do it.
That's 6 now. 6 survivors of Raccoon City, all dead from the same thing.
Yeah, that's not good. Victor purchased a building after Umbrella went under. The Rhodes Hill Chronic Care Center.
You okay? What does Victor want with you?
What do you mean?
He grabbed you for a reason.
Okay. One thing I already have to say, guys, is these zombies definitely look a heck of a lot more dangerous than the average T-virus zombie. And honestly, heck, it even kind of looks even worse than Las Plagas. So far, I think this is gonna be one of the deadliest, if not the deadliest, virus that Leon's ever gonna be facing. The Elpis is seeming like Grace has something to do with Elpis. Now, how that's gonna work, we'll just have to continue watching. But guys, this does not look good for Leon.
Did you find anything on Elpis?
Not yet. Nothing on the servers of the CIA or the Pentagon.
You are an ignorant fool.
Leon, we're running out of time.
Why me?
The team has settled on a person of interest.
Yep, they finally confirmed it. Leon is infected with the virus. Now, like I've stated before, this ain't the first time Leon has been infected with a virus. It's not the first time that he's been to that point of, heck, even in the movies, he was infected with a virus that a lot of it, they kind of just threw it in there and said everybody was kind of infected with it. But, you know, even still, this ain't the first time, you know, we've seen Leon being infected with the virus. So, how much will this change? I don't know, but let's continue watching.
Because my master made you who you are.
Raccoon City was where it all began for me.
I'm coming with you.
We can talk. What do you want to know?
I don't want any more regrets. Whatever it takes, count me in.
It's been a while since you've been back there.
Yeah.
Leon, a man of few words. So, that is the trailer for that. Now, breaking it up into a few bits and pieces. One, as I said before, Leon is infected with the Elpis virus. Now, when he was saying, when Victor was making the statement that his master made Grace who she is, and then it kind of shows up that little girl, that kind of points that might be Evelyn from Resident Evil 7 and 8. Now, would that really be a thing? I don't know, because I know when the last time we talked about it, there was a interview with Capcom's predecessors. They were talking about with Resident Evil 9 that the storyline was going to just go through Resident Evil 6. It was picking up with the events after Resident Evil 6 for a good long time. Now, like I said, could that be that they changed their minds and then made it to where Evelyn's in it? That obviously could be. Now, one thing is that would also really explain why Leon says in the beginning of the trailer that 6 survivors have died. Now, one thing we can definitely count is, if they are counting Resident Evil 7 and 8, we obviously know Ethan is part of that statistic. Ethan died in Resident Evil 8 Village. So that could be one of the people that he's talked about. There's other people that we know that survived Raccoon City. That could be Hunk, the secret, the lone agent from Umbrella. Now, whether Leon knew who that was, that's kind of up in speculation, but that could be one of them. Claire, Jill, I don't know. I hope that those characters are not one of the ones that he has been talking about. Now, we could be talking about Helena. That could be a reason as to why he didn't show up, or why she didn't show up. I don't know about Piers, because again, he's talking about the Raccoon City survivors. Now, I don't know if any of those characters could have been involved in Raccoon City, but again, the story ever evolves no matter what, and those characters could have had something that Raccoon City was somehow connected to, or just a lot of civilians that Leon had connections with. That could be. He didn't say anything about like agents. Like, he just said Raccoon City survivors. Now we all know there's Raccoon City didn't have too many survivors, but Umbrella did, or the Stars, whoever you want to specifically state, they did in fact get a lot of survivors out of Raccoon City. So there's multiple ways of looking at it. So that's one stance. Now the second stance is, what do we expect that is going to happen to Leon? Obviously, I feel like he's not gonna die, no matter how many people are trying to tell me differently. I don't think he's gonna die. One, this ain't the first time he's been infected. 2, he with Chris being the first one to really be in a Resident Evil game, I think really the big one that would really kind of set everything off would be killing Chris off first. Now, yeah, Leon, more popularity per se, if you're looking in the Resident Evil community, but if we haven't seen one of the main characters, the first main character, pass away, it kind of seems a little iffy to watch Leon die. Now, do I think he's going to get close to it like he did many times before? Of course. He's probably going to be on his last leg, laying there, and Grace finds a way to save him. Either that or maybe Victor, or if this is Evelyn, maybe she turns around and decides to side with him. You never know. Now, third expectation is this game is going to be open world. Now, open world is going to be a little kind of critiqued in this one. I think the game is going to be able to where you're not just stuck in puzzle areas like you were in the other Resident Evils. I think it's probably going to have the same aspect as what Resident Evil 3 did. I think in the way it looked, it kind of looked like it was giving implements of Silent Hill inspiration, making it to where you're going to be able to travel from wherever, from the mansion out to the city, and then going around looking around the Raccoon City aftermath. So I think it's going to get a good open world view, probably by inspiration of Silent Hill and the Evil Within. That also includes with Evil Within how Leon's going to be able to pick up chainsaws. Make it to where he's going to pick up the chainsaws, be able to just go on and use those weapons against those typical zombies. Plus, it also, instead of having to consistently go to a merchant and repairing your weapon like you constantly had to in Resident Evil 4, it now looks like you're actually going to be able to just go ahead and sharpen your weapon just to fix it right then and there, make it stronger. I'd say probably just make it to where it's not broken anymore. I doubt it would make it more powerful, but you never know. Now, will we be seeing the merchant? I don't think so anymore. I could be wrong, but I mean, they didn't implement that until Resident Evil 4. If you remember, they didn't have it in Resident Evil 2. They didn't even have him in Resident Evil 3. Resident Evil 4 was the only real way of being able to see a merchant. Now, even Resident Evil 5 plus 6, they didn't even have the merchant. The only way you were able to even get new guns was buying it whenever you completed a chapter or whenever you were loading in the game. So I don't think we're going to see the merchant in this game anymore. Realistically, I think this is going to be like the pinnacle of all Resident Evils. This is going to be like by far the best Resident Evil game you're going to see. And I still got to say, I don't think we will be seeing the last of Leon. I think Leon is going to make this out alive, and he's going to act like he's going to be gone. But now I think he's going to act like he's going to be gone, but then he's going to show right back up and be like, yeah, I'm not done with this. I refuse to keep letting people die over this kind of thing. So, with all of that, my expectations, I don't think Leon's gonna die. I do, however, think this is going to be his most difficult challenge. We should be able to see a huge open world, far more than what we have seen before, to where we're even going to be able to transition back and forth like I think we are going to. It's going to see a lot of Silent Hill, Evil Within inspirations. And the last thing I have to really point out is I think it's just going to be a situation where Grace and Leon is going to kind of be intertwined. So it's going to be something where Leon, you'll play as Leon for certain bits and pieces, and then Grace bits and pieces. They'll switch it. I don't know. I don't think they would put it to where Leon has his own story and Grace has her own story and you get to choose. I don't know if they would do that. So the way I think that it's going to happen is you'll get one section where you're playing as Grace. You'll start out as Grace. Leon shows up, you'll play as Leon after that. So it's basically intertwining like you see in Marvel Spider-Man 2, where you're playing as Peter, but then you have to switch and go play as Miles, and then you have to do that same thing. So I feel like it's gonna have implementing that kind of story turn transition. I don't think they'd have two separate storylines, rather, because look at Resident Evil 4. We had you didn't get the transition. You only got to choose, okay, go Leon, beat the game, and then play Ada's campaign. So I don't think they would do something like that. I think it would just be like play Leon and then switch to Grace, or they do what Resident Evil 2 did and do Leon's campaign, Claire's campaign. They could do that, but I don't think they will. I think it'll just kind of be intertwining between the two. But all right, guys, that is gonna be it for this video. Put in the comments below what y'all are gonna be expecting. What's gonna be the big surprise you think that's gonna happen? And we will be streaming the game on Friday. We have the game pre-ordered, so we will be downloading it, and then on Friday we will go ahead and we will start streaming early, as early as we possibly can. So with all that being said, everybody, I hope y'all have really enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, hit that subscribe, put on the notifications so you don't miss when I go live on Friday, and let me know how I did. Thank you.